MrBeast purchases $1.45 million worth of homes for his employees, while he himself is living in a modest $318,000 home. And the reason why they probably say modest, and by the way, keep in mind, MrBeast probably has like an annual revenue of multiple nine figures. Like, think about that for a second, like multiple nine figures, and he has spent millions upon millions of dollars on videos. So the type of money that he could potentially spend on a home for himself is probably nicer than any YouTuber's house ever. So let's get into this. Jimmy Donaldson, also known as MrBeast, has been quietly building a close knit community for himself, his family, and his employees just outside of Greenville, North Carolina, according to the New York Post. The 25-year-old famous YouTuber, who grew up in the modest neighborhood of Greenville, has purchased five separate homes centered around a cul de sac in the area. Away from the glamour of the entertainment industry, Donaldson first purchased an average $318,000 home in 2018. The 3,000 square foot two story home features four bedrooms and four bathrooms. It also boasts a modern kitchen with premium granite countertops, an elegant breakfast nook, and a separate breakfast room with a large pantry. And the family room features a cozy ambience with a gas log fireplace, and the house is surrounded by lush green landscape. By the way, keep in mind too, the crazy thing about MrBeast, which if you might not know this if you haven't seen the video, but where he spends apparently most of his time in terms of like where he sleeps at is actually at his office where he makes the videos. Because he has like a little office thing where he has a bed, a shower, gym equipment, etc. And that's basically where he works. So he goes to sleep there and works there probably almost the majority of the time. So he probably doesn't even really sleep even in the $318,000 home, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. But I mean, what's pretty cool, say you were to actually create your own company and you were to grow the revenue of that company to the point where it makes multiple millions of dollars and you were able to hire basically all of your friends and take care of them, that would be pretty cool to do. Where you could literally buy a whole neighborhood and make it your own. So the in-suite bathroom comes with a double vanity, a jacuzzi tub, and a spacious shower. It lies adjacent to the master bedroom and is situated on the same floor. On the second story of the modest home lies three more bedrooms, an extra guest room, and a laundry room. There is plenty of space for entertainment throughout the property, which includes a patio, a basketball court, a screened-in rear porch, and an additional storage building. In the following years to come, MrBeast started purchasing the adjoining properties on the street by paying more than the usual mark of the real estate in the area. He purchased a second house on the street for an estimated $263,000 in 2020. Although the remaining three homes that stood in the cul-de-sac were not for sale, Donaldson purchased them for a combined $1.45 million right off the market. So basically, the guy overpaid on these homes so that he could just have them, which is crazy. Yeah, he probably paid close to like nearly 500K per house just so that they would actually sell it to him. So one of the sellers, Aaron Bowden, who sold his home to Donaldson last year, revealed that there is just one house left on hold in the street, and it's because there are school-going children living there. My understanding is the folks who are holding out is similar to any reason why anyone would have held out. It's the best school district in the area, and they have kids in school. I wouldn't know anything for a fact because I don't walk in their shoes, but they may change their minds when their kids are out of high school and off to college, he said. Bowden also revealed his reason for selling off his home to MrBeast. He said it was business related. We negotiated back and forth and it had to be worth my while, and he wasn't going to buy it if it wasn't worth his while, Bowden said. Some people have been there for a while. Some people, like one neighbor, had only been there for maybe a year, he added. My immediately adjacent neighbor, she actually grew up in the neighborhood and her parents moved to the beach. They only moved up the street. They just moved into a different house. Bowden explained how MrBeast had informed him of his plans to shift his employees and family into each of the homes. And as of November 2022, MrBeast's net worth is estimated at $100 million. The thing is, his net worth, if he were to actually make his companies public, would be multiple billions of dollars. So reports indicate that he was seeking investors to invest in his business at a $1 billion valuation. It is not known at this time whether he was successful in attracting investors or what the final valuation ended up being. It should be noted that while MrBeast has acknowledged that he doesn't profit off his videos, this valuation takes into account a conservative estimate of his business empire, given his tendency to reinvest earnings into production. Yeah, so like MrBeast, this is a pretty cool thing for him to do. If I was making this type of money, I probably wouldn't be doing this because, well, here's the thing. I wouldn't mind the idea of buying a whole neighborhood, but at the same time, you are investing a lot into your employees and to your family, thinking that they're going to stay around for a very, very long time. Now, this might be a way to really have like your main employees, your family members that you love hanging out with, to basically stay with you for decades because you literally gift them a home, right? But is it worth it? I don't know. To MrBeast, I mean, again, like this type of money probably isn't really anything, but this is a lot. Like, that's a lot of money to spend for basically your employees. I mean, props to him, but that's a lot of money. I don't even think that many other business owners would actually do that to or for their employees. Like they might end up basically buying something and then renting something maybe at cost to employees, but I don't think I've ever seen something where business owners would straight up buy a home so that employees can live in there. Like that's a pretty major deal. That's a pretty big deal to actually do. But it's not really that out of hand coming from someone like MrBeast, where literally every single one of his content is him giving out money. And giving out money is a pretty awesome feeling. Like just today, today's Mother's Day, I was buying Mother's Day gifts for my mom, right? My mom. And the person in front of me was like $1 short for like flowers for his mom. So I just gave the cashier a dollar so that he wouldn't have to like go and fish for some way to pay for it. Like that's something nice to do. Like helping someone out in that type of situation is pretty nice. But this is a this is like not small numbers, right? These are massive numbers to actually be able to do. So I just think it's a kind of cool thing. I just don't know if I would ever be willing to do that because it's just so much money. This is so much money.